joining us tonight as we are updated on the Trump family. The chairman of the American Conservative Union, Matt Schlapp, and Washington Times online editor, Fox News contributor, Monica Crowley. Great to have you both here. Monica, let me start with, I think this is if you will, an advantage most people hadn't considered. And that is a very attractive family, and getting introduced to them and having them involved, that's got to be powerful for Trump.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, I think his children are his best spokespeople. In some cases, his children, his two sons, his daughter Ivanka, you're seeing on the screen, they're more effective spokespeople on his behalf sometimes than he is. They're all top executives in his business organization. They speak very, very well to his character, and they've been huge, huge assets on the campaign trail, Lou.
Matt Schlapp, Trump is holding a huge lead right now in the latest poll that we got just this afternoon, but all the others. He doesn't have a ground game. Let's be straight here. He does not have an organization, a traditional organization like the other candidates. And look what he's doing. How can that be?
Well, the first thing to remember is his campaign manager is from New Hampshire, and I think that they have learned some lessons from Iowa. One thing I'm hearing on the ground here in New Hampshire, Lou, is that he's spending a lot more time doing some retail politicking, and it's coming across very well. And he's spending every moment he can in the state, which is another smart thing to do. Every moment you have with a voter makes a big difference in executing on these polls. So I would say, Lou, they might not be saying it very publicly, but I think they have altered some of their decisions in the past.
Altered like what, for example? Just what?
Well, specifically, I think that there is probably more going on the ground than happened in Iowa. Now, maybe it's not conventional, and maybe it's not Ted Cruz sized, but I think they realize they got to do more. And we're going to see tomorrow if they actually did that.
And as we look at what's happening over on the other side, Monica, I mean, Madeleine Albright, as I said earlier in the broadcast, basically telling Democrats that they're going to hell if they don't, Democrats, that they're going to go to hell if they don't vote for Hillary. That's pretty strong retail politics, isn't it?
It's what she did was basically shame women into voting for Mrs. Clinton. Yeah, and look, this is the Clintons' modus operandi.
I think in the lexicon of modern America, we would say bully. I mean, Jeb Bush was talking about bullies.
Yeah. Well, remember the last time around in 2008.
Grown-ups should not be talking about bullies.
Mrs. Clinton lost in 2008 in Iowa, and then went on to New Hampshire and had that phony crying scene in some sort of diner. She ended up winning that state. So she probably feels like she needs an emotional pull to bring especially women voters into her side, because as we know, she won women 65 and older. But particularly the millennial women, they do not like her. They cannot relate to her. So she's bringing in these ancient feminist dinosaurs like Madeleine Albright and Gloria Steinem. Not going to work.
I like that. Matt, I of course would never use anything quite that strong or colorful, but I'm sure glad you did, Monica. The fact is that Bill Clinton is calling Bernie Sanders a sexist. How awkward, how difficult is that for Mrs. Hillary's #1 surrogate?
I think it's a big problem. I think, look, I saw Bill Clinton campaigning in Iowa. He just does whatever the heck he wants, and I think he's off message frequently, and I think he thinks he's going to help his wife by these types of strategies. And in the end, I think he's exacerbating a problem in the Democratic Party, Lou, which is they really don't love his wife that much as a candidate. She's just, she hasn't found their heart. They're with her, and they think she's going to win. But my gosh, with the Clintons comes all of this baggage, and I think there's a huge downside.
And a high entertainment value. Matt, thanks so much for being with us. Matt Schlapp and Monica Crowley.